Hey Valley Middle School, welcome back to another math video. Tonight we're going to be looking at dividing numbers. Before we do that, let's get to our just for fun question. Who is this guy? And don't tell me he's a Minnesota Twin. I know that. He's got a Twins hat on. But who is this Minnesota Twins legend? You really should know who he is by sight. For the rest of your life living in Minnesota, you're going to see this guy around. He's tightly tied to the Twins. All right. Tonight, officially, our target is 2.4b. I can divide numbers. Now, let's start off with just a basic division question here. My son Casey has 708 baseball cards neatly organized into 59 different pocket pages in a binder. How many cards are on each page? So this is a classic division situation. We have 708 cards and we're dividing it by 59 pages to see how many cards there are on each page. Now, I know there are other ways to divide this. You can go down the side. I've taught that method in elementary school and a number of different other different methods. But you really need to know how to do this in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade in middle school here, because this is the most efficient way of dividing. It's going to make dividing decimals a breeze, and long term in life, this is the most efficient way to go. So let me talk you through this example here, and then we'll break it down a little bit. So here's the 708 cards. We're dividing it by 59 pages. So you start out by asking some questions here, and I put some lines to kind of show my questions and to talk it through. Does 59 fit into this first number, 7? No, it goes in there 0 times. And if you even want to put a 0 there, you can do, a 0 there, you can even do that. Sometimes people do. It goes in there 0 times. Does 59 fit into the 70? Yes, it'll fit in there 1 time. We can fit one group of 59 in. So 1 times 59 is 59. Then we subtract 70 minus 59. We have to make a trade here. We'll do the trade. We have to go 10 minus 9 is 1. And now we've got 6 left here. And 6 minus 5 is 1. So we have 11 left over. Then we ask ourselves, does 59 fit into 11? No, it doesn't. So we can bring down this next number, which is 8. Does the 59 fit into 118? Yes, it goes in there 2 times. 2 times 59 is 118. So we subtract it out. 118 minus 118, we have 0. It's always a good idea just to double check. Does 59 fit into this number? No. This is a remainder in some cases, and we'll get to that in a little bit. All right, so this is your quotient. This is your answer. There are 12 cards on each page. All right, let's break this down. Look, it's just some basic vocabulary. Here's must-know stuff. This is the quotient up here. I mentioned it once already. This is your answer to a division problem. Inside, this is the dividend, and outside, this is the divisor. Now, I know kids get these confused, and they're a little bit difficult to remember, but I remember it by the fact that typically the dividend is the bigger number, and it's inside. That's typically when we start dividing. It's not always the case, but typically for elementary school and early middle school, the bigger number will be inside. The divisor is outside. It's a shorter word. It's the shorter number going outside. Hopefully that helps. All right. Let's take a look at our first problem here. Kind of a real basic one. We have a 642 and we have to divide it by 3. Now I've done the work. So I can go through this a little more quickly, and I have my quotient up here. I can just tap it to get the numbers. So you first ask yourself, does this number's 3, does the divisor fit into 6? And yes, it'll fit in there a couple of times. So 2 times 3 is 6, and we subtract 6 minus 6, and that gives us 0. There's nothing left there. I'm going to put in a 0 for you. I don't know what happened to it. I can probably click it and it would appear, but we'll just drop it in. Then you ask yourself that next question. Then does 3 fit into 0? Of course not. We've got nothing. So you bring down this next number in the order, and you ask that question. Does 3 fit into the 4? Well, sure, it'll fit in there 1 time. So 1 times 3 is 3. And we can take this 4 and we subtract the 3, and we've got 1 left over. Here's the 1 that's left over, and I'll put my cursor here to kind of hide that too. Does the 3 fit into the 1? No. So then we can bring down the next number from the dividend. And we have 12. Does 3 fit into the 12? Yes, it'll fit in there 4 times. So 4 times 3 is 12. Then we subtract it, and we have 0 left over. Of course, 3 does not fit into this. It is 0. It's a good idea to check it, but we're all done here. This is the answer, 214. Now, one of the things I remembered some teacher telling me that helped is that whatever's inside the house is equal to what's outside. So if you were to take 3 times 214, you would have 642. And you saw me go 3 times, or 2 times 3, 1 times 3, 4 times 3. I'm going to pop in an X here. Another thing that same teacher told me is she used to take and put a little X right on the corner here. So you remember that 3 times 214 is 642. It's kind of a good idea. Let's keep rolling. Let's see. Next slide. I'm not going to do the yeah, but I think I got my slides out of order here. I'm going to do the next one. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it is the yeah, but. Yeah, but let's look at that same problem here, and this time we're going to have a remainder, because the last time we had 642, this time we have 643. So I'll run through this one quickly. You can see what happens when you have a remainder. So does 3 fit into the 6? Yes, it does. It goes in there 2 times. There's the 6. We subtract it out. We have 0. Does the 3 fit into the 4? Yes, it will go in there 1 time. 1 times 3 is 3. We subtract it out. We've got 1 left over. Then we bring down the 3. Does 3 fit into 13? Well, it will go in there 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. We subtract it out, and we have a remainder. So at this point, our answer is a little bit different. It's 214. And I know that in elementary school, you would say 214, and you'd say R1, remainder 1. In middle school, we say that it's 214, and we have 1 left over out of 3. We have a remainder. It's 1/3. So we have a fraction. That's the way we want the answer written in middle school. All right, let's move on to this next one here. Now we're going to take 34 into 510. And this is a little bit different because you can see that 34 does not fit into that first number. So if it doesn't fit into that first number, you can put a 0 up there as that placeholder. Does 34 fit into 51? It will fit in there 1 time. 34 times 1 is 34. So when we subtract this, again, we have to make a trade here. This becomes a 4, and this becomes 11. 11 minus 4 is 7. 4 minus 3 is 1. So we have 17. Does 34 fit into 17? No. So we bring down a 0. Does 34 fit into 170? Well, you have to go off to the side and make some quick figures there, but it goes in there 5 times. 5 times 34 is 170. So when we subtract that out, we have 0. Now we have nothing left to bring down, and this is our answer. Here's our quotient. Our answer is 15. All right, let's keep rolling here. Time for you to try one. Go ahead and pause the video and give this one a shot. 492 divided by 4. I got too many you tries there. All right, well, here's the way it worked out. Scroll down so I can undo these. Does 4 fit into 4? It sure does, 1 time. 1 times 4 is 4. We subtract it, we have 0. We bring down the 9 because we've got 0, 9. Does 4 fit into the 9? It goes in there 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. We subtract 9 minus 8, we have 1. 4 doesn't fit into 1, we bring down the 2. Does 4 fit into 12? Yes, it fits in there 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12, and we subtract 12, and we have 0. Sorry about that, folks. Too many slides here. So our answer is 123. We have 0 remainder. We've zeroed this problem out. Okay, great. Yeah, but. All right, there's always yeah buts here, but let's just see what happens here on this yeah but. Does 32 fit into 6? No, it goes in there 0 times. So does 32 fit into 67? Yes, it'll go in there twice. We can subtract that out. 67 minus 64. We end up with 3. Does 3 fit into... does 32 fit into 3? It does not, so you can bring down that 2 again. Sorry, I forgot to hit the 2 there. Does 32 fit into 32? Yes, it does fit in there one time. 1 times 32 is 32, and we subtract it out, we have 0. The yeah but here is you have to become comfortable with the fact that it doesn't always, the divisor does not always fit into this first number. And so sometimes you're going to have to put a 0 placeholder over there. I don't do that. I just move to the next number. Does 32 fit into the 6? No, it doesn't. Well, does it fit into the 67? Yes, it does. But if it doesn't, you just go to the third number. And sometimes that's what it takes. For example, if this number was 132, you would have to, sorry, I can't change it. If it was 132, you would actually have to go to the third digit. Does 132 fit into 672? Yes, it does. All right, let's have you try one more problem here. I see 10 people. Yeah, I know you're waiting for me. So, all right, let's see how you did. Let me just uncover this. 5 fits into, I can't get my numbers to appear. 5, here we go. 5 does not fit into the 3. 5 does fit into 35 7 times. 7 times 5 is 35. When we subtract it out, we have 0. Bring down the 6. Does 5 fit into the 6? Yes, it fits in there one time. We subtract out the 1 times 5, which is 5. We have 1 left over. So here's our answer again. The 5 doesn't fit in here, so we're done. We're at 71 is our answer, and we have 1 part out of 5 left. 7 1/5. All right, let's wrap this up. Here's your ticket to the show. Take a look at those problems. Divide those out and submit those. And who is this guy? This is Joe Mauer. You probably knew it. Number 7 for the Minnesota Twins and recent inductee into the Baseball Hall of Fame. He's just a great guy, a great player. Grew up in St. Paul, played his whole career here with the Minnesota Twins. Went to Creighton High School. Just a great guy. All right. Good luck. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. I appreciate you.